forgot what I was gonna say. Today we got a very spectacular video. We have another installment of Thrifted. It's been quite a while since I've done an episode of Thrifted. I think it's actually been nearly a year, if I'm correct. And the last episode of Thrifted did really well, so why not do another? So this episode is going to be a little bit different. Not everything is going to be from necessarily the thrift store and the flea market. Most of the items are, and also not all of them are going to be toy army men. So this is not going to be a very heavy toy army men episode. However, it's still going to feature a lot of really cool toys. I asked on the Discord if y'all would want to see more like of my other collections, like action figures, Lego, whatever. And a lot of y'all were really positive to that. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to do that in this episode just to test the water. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Welcome back to my dining room. So, I'm not going to be doing, there's a thing here, I'm not going to be doing this episode in the Commander Quarter, mostly just because the Commander Quarter is kind of a mess. I'm not sure why. Yeah, couldn't tell you. But today, we got another spectacular episode of Thrifted for you guys. And like I said in the intro, this one isn't going to be super army men heavy. I'm really just going to show y'all a general overview of everything I found at the thrift store, at my local Ollie's chain, and at the flea market. That's the main three places all of these items came from. So, I know Ollie's isn't necessarily a thrift store, but it is like a discounted retail store, so I feel like it fits. And also, I found some real cool stuff there as well. So, starting off, if, oh, there we go. Got a stack of books. So, a lot of you guys know I'm a college English major, so I do like to read. So, I bought a bunch of books from the thrift store. So, let's take a look. The Best American Poetry, 2005. So, yeah, just a big collection of poems. As a lot of you guys know, I write poetry. I actually have an older video where I read some of my poetry, so definitely go check that out. Or not. I'm a YouTuber, not a cop, as I always say. A book on the Endurance. So the Endurance was an exploration ship that went out into the Arctic in the late 1800s. It was like a state-of-the-art ship, and it actually got stuck in the Arctic, and it ended up sinking, and it's a big shrouded mystery as to what happened to the majority of the crew, which I think, to my knowledge, it's actually been solved. I think they all ate each other, which that'd be kind of the obvious thing. But anyway, more literature, the American Short Story. So, yeah, just a big collection of short stories. This book was only $3, so I figured, why not? So yeah, I can't wait to put that on a shelf and never read it. And I know you guys are big military buffs, so we got MacArthur at War. So, World War II in the Pacific. So, I'm not really sure what this book specifically is about. I'm going to assume it's about MacArthur's legacy, just judging by the title, which I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but how else would I match with people on Tinder? So, keep it going. Citizen, Jane Addams and the Struggle for Democracy, another $3 book. So I actually watched the Addams HBO series not too long ago, and I loved it. So I definitely wanted to pick this book up to learn about Jane Addams, just because of the show. For the most part, it actually completely changed my perception of who John Adams was as a president and a statesman and a lawyer even. Who said that? A $2 book. So I got this book mostly because it was in really good shape. All of these were in really good shape, which it's so interesting because, like, I remember like 10 years ago, you'd go into the thrift store and like every book there would just suck. Like every book, like just nothing but used Bibles or Joel Holstein devotionals and stuff like that. But lately, whenever I go to the thrift store, if I try, or without even trying, I gotta stay away from the books or else I'll have a stack like this one. This is actually the first time I've bought books from the thrift store. Part of that's because I actually sold a bunch of my books. I traded them into a game store for some store credit, just to kind of thin the herd, so just putting some other stuff in there. So, who said that? Words you'll never forget by people you can't remember. So let's turn this over. Mana Quips. Some sonnets. There's a lot of stuff in here. Lot of stuff. Yep, those are words and that's a book. So, moving right along, those are all the books I found at the thrift store. Let's talk real quick about what I found at Ollie's. Black Series. So, as most of you guys know, I started collecting Star Wars Black Series not too long ago, and Ollie's just had a huge wave hit their shelves. What I always tell people is that if you're going to get into action figure collecting, start with like Ollie's and Ross. Ross especially will have some really good finds at it. Like, I have found so much ridiculous good stuff, like G.I. Joe Classified. I find those at Ollie's and Ross all the time, especially Ross during the holiday season. I know a lot of other action figure guys were just going crazy because everything that Ross had, like they had Crocmaster, they had Duke with his motorcycle. I got Snake Eyes and Timber, which is like a $30 set, and I picked it up for like literally $11. So yeah, definitely check out Ross. So we got Princess Leia, Ewok Village. I'm gonna raise the camera up just a little bit so y'all can see this better. So yeah, we got Princess Leia right here, and it's not even, to me, like these are the least popular action figures. Like, I actually wanted the HK-87 assassin droid just because I thought he looked cool, not because I really cared for Ahsoka particularly. I actually got this one at GameStop. He was only $15, and I actually bundled him in with something else. They were doing buy one, get one free on all their clearance. So we got HK-87, the assassin droid. I thought that was one of the coolest parts of Ahsoka. I know that show has a lot of legitimate criticism, but I didn't mind it so much. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi. So if you want an Obi-Wan figure, now is a great time to get one because Ollie's has Obi-Wan for $10. So this is the one based off the Kenobi TV, the Obi-Wan TV show, which I actually really liked that show. I know a lot of people really didn't care too much for it, but I still really enjoyed it. Also, one thing I noticed over these boxes that have no plastic front and these right here is that these are really light. In fact, this next figure right over here, I'm kind of concerned when I open it she's not gonna be inside of here. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but like that's just like a fear I have in the back of my head. Like, maybe she just won't be in here. So, but yeah, I'll go ahead and didn't even show her off. We got Vel Sartha. Star Wars Andor was legitimately some of the best Star Wars material that Disney has made. Like, I love Rogue One. That is like legit one of my favorite Star Wars movies. And Andor was also really good. So definitely, if you haven't watched Andor, it is kind of a slow burn just because it's not as heavy set on the action, but still, it's so good. Miggs Mayfield. I actually really wanted this guy, mostly because I'm a big fan of Bill Burr. So to see him for over half off at Ollie's, I was like, oh, I'm getting him. So yeah, I love Bill Burr, and I love The Mandalorian. Again, another great. And I know we don't have a lot of great Disney Star Wars content, don't get me wrong. I have my legitimate criticisms of Disney's how they handle Star Wars, but I really enjoy The Mandalorian. Like, The Mandalorian, Andor, those are like probably the two best shows that Disney had come out. And I guess season 7 of the Clone Wars. So, Figrin Dan. So I actually want to get 3 more of these so I can put a band together. And they have plenty of them. So definitely, weirdly enough, it's almost like an army builder. So yeah, the guy in the cantina who's playing the little doo-doo-doo-doo. And it just keeps coming because we got Bo-Katan. So I was real stoked to find this Bo-Katan. Apparently they got Death Watch troopers at some Ollies. I have yet to find them. But when I do, I'm going to buy like a good couple of them because I love cheap army builders and I love Mandalorian Death Watch. I love Mandalorians. Like, I love the way they look. And the final one, we have Moff Gideon. So, and he has his Darksaber, or I guess the Darksaber, not necessarily his. So yeah, really cool. And he was slightly cheaper at $8. So all of these figures I've bought over the last month, just here and there, going in and out. I didn't buy all of these at once, but still really, really cool. So coming on up, now we got some Army Men. So like I said, this isn't going to be a very heavy Army Men episode, but still I did pick up some Army Men along with some other garbage. So let's empty this guy out. So most of these are Timmy, Cowboys and Indians, very old ones. And a lot of them are kind of beat up, like, oh my goodness, this guy had a scruff with the dog. And so did this guy, oh no. And always be conscientious at the thrift store too. Yeah, they did not clean this very good at all. But yeah, I'll end up washing these off with dish soap. So again, yeah, Timmy, Cowboys and Indians. I reviewed these. And here's another guy. I can't remember what company made this specific dude right here. I think this is also a Timmy figure, but I'm not sure. But he also has a horse he can ride, so let's get you on there. Very cool. This bag was only like $2. I also got these. I do not know what these are, like, at all, and I got a bunch. That looks like a clown. That looks like a, what do they call it, a weightlifter. So bizarre. I don't know what these are. Yeah, this is the first time I've opened this bag. Yeah, a big clump of hair. I love that. Awesome. Just sorry about that. And then, yes, a piece of tripwire. Yes, just what I needed. Yeah, you know, they had this in the kids section, so I'm real glad no kids got this. And whoa, what do we have here? We got an Indian. I have no clue what this guy's from, but I'm gonna assume, yep, he goes to the horse right here. I actually thought this was a Breyer horse. So if you don't know, Breyer is like the #1 horse toy manufacturer. They make like the most top quality horse toys ever since like the 50s. So if you're gonna collect toy animals, Breyer is a great place to start. There was also one Hong Kong soldier who, oh my god, trooper, you got some gastrointestinal disease going on there. You might want to get that checked out. It's never good. And we got Bugs Bunny. Hey Bugs. What's up, Dan? Jeez Louise, Bugs, what did they do to you? Oh my god. They impaled him. That's horrifying. That's terrible. That's sick. This channel's for children. I mean, it's not for children. It's just that we talk about toys and children are going to inevitably find my channel and watch it. So shame on you. Who did this to you? Let's see. They branded you too. Let's look. I can't read that, but I can see China. I don't know what the rest of that is though. So I'm just going to put you over to the side. And again, more... God, they couldn't get the garbage out of this. Like, a ribbon. Like, they couldn't make sure the garbage was just out of this before they put it on their sales floor. Oh, we also got the road rudder blowing his tongue out. He has a cloud, kind of yellowed. I'm going to assume that was whiter back in the 90s, whenever this was made. But yeah, we got some army men. So it's always nice finding army men at the thrift store. You don't find army men super duper often, or at least I don't. And it's a shame because army men are one of those things people tend to just toss out. And funnily enough, I know people who, over the years, they had like army men that are now worth a decent amount of money get thrown out. So it's always a shame. But anyway, guys, that is about it for this one. No, it's not. That is right. I found a 2008 Clone Trooper helmet. This thing is so freaking cool. I found this at the flea market. It was $20, which that's not necessarily a steal. These aren't worth like a ridiculous amount of money, but still, I was so stoked. Like, I went to the flea market this past weekend and I was like, I got a $20 limit. Okay, I got $20. That's all I'm doing. $20.
We're taking heavy fire. All forward positions are advancing. The mission always comes first, sir.
And of course, there's a microphone inside. The microphone doesn't really work, so if I put it on... Yeah, this thing is so freaking awesome. This is legitimately like my favorite flea market find of the year so far. I went to there's this one gentleman I always go to, and he has a booth. And this was like the first thing I saw. And I was like, how much? And he was like, $20. Sold. But yeah, still so cool.
The droid army is in full retreat. Come on, hurry, hurry.
But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Thrifted. Kind of a shorter video, not a super complicated one. More of an old school Plastic Commander video where I just kind of sit, hang out, and show you what I got. But yeah, I found a lot of cool stuff going to the thrift store over the last few months. And anyway, yeah, take it away, Cole. Let's put this helmet on and see if it says anything cool. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. As always, make sure you go down and like and subscribe. We're almost at 5,000 subs, so that's going to be crazy, and there will be a special to commemorate that. So thank you guys so much for that too, by the way. I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for all of y'all's support. So as always, thank you again. And also, let me know if y'all like this episode. I know this wasn't a very heavy Army Men episode, but I like showing off my other things that I get. So, if y'all want to see more content like this, definitely let me know. But, as always, guys, I'm the Plastic Commander. You're the audience. Bye.
Mission accomplished. Well done, man. Pack it up. We're going home.